Daily Go Get 'Emism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talking about adult restrictions in the home tonight. Dealing with adult living restrictions. Dealing with adult living restrictions. What do y'all know about being a fully grown man, fully grown woman, a full-fledged, unadulterated adult, but still having to follow rules similar to the ones that you had to follow when you were growing up? Now, probably all of us followed rules to the letter when we were growing up, but plenty of us rebelled against our parents, against the machine, against the power structure, against Big Brother, and against anybody who didn't want to let us have our own form of expression. You know, we might have rebelled against them, but for the most part, in order to keep the peace, in order not to have violence perpetrated against us, and also just to be able to have some peace of mind and stay out of trouble, we followed the rules. Many of us understood the assignment when it came to the rules, and we just fell in line. But many of us didn't. Many of us didn't. We pushed the envelope, and some of us wound up in group homes and under suspension and house arrest and real incarceration and things like that. But when we talk about living restrictions, we're just talking about being around the house. Now, most of us associated adulthood with being able to go where you wanted to go, do what you wanted to do, come and go as you please, as long as you weren't hurting anybody. And even sometimes, even if you were able to say what you wanted to say, get it off your chest, do what you wanted to do, have autonomy and freedom to travel from here and there. You don't have to check in, clock in, report your time and all of that. How does that work out? How did that work out? I know some people who check in more as adults than they probably did when they were younger, when they were children, when they were kids. Adult living restrictions. Under your own roof. Here you are in your own crib, and you have rules that you have to follow. Well, it's not that big of a deal, because as adults, as people, as human beings, we make up rules and we expect people to follow them if they're going to be around us, and in order to keep things in an orderly way and not let things get out of hand, we like to be structured, right? Okay. So when we're talking about adult living restrictions, what are we really talking about? Where are we with that? And how are you with adult living restrictions? Do you have certain restrictions that you have to abide by, or certain guidelines that you have to abide by in your own home, in your own domicile, in your castle, your loft, your apartment, your flat, your house, the crib? Now, some people may say, no, I do what I want to do. Do you? Does anybody always do what they want to do? I would like to meet the person that consistently does exactly what they want to do. Because up until this point, I have not seen that. I haven't seen anything remotely close to it. But I've heard a lot of people declare that they do. So we're going to take a look at it. That's all. Take a little look. We're going to peek behind the blinds and see about these adult living restrictions. Let's start off with a few examples to get this party started. First of all, I want to welcome y'all to the Daily Go Get 'Emism show. I want to thank y'all for coming through and supporting. If you come through, we're going to say hi to you. Hopefully you say hi back. Get comfortable. Kick off your shoes. It's late night where we are. Maybe it might be early morning where you are, whatever. But whatever the time is, we like to get loose, bust it up, chop it up, yap it up. But hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get It Wisdom Show. I'm your host, Sun752, aka Omar, with the rrr. And we're talking about adult living restrictions, dealing with adult living restrictions. Let's get some examples out here. Are you able to smoke in your house? Because if you are a smoker, whether it's a cigarette smoker or a weed smoker or both, you might be living with somebody who does not smoke and does not like smoke or doesn't like people to smoke around them. So a lot of people, in order to keep the peace, will smoke outside. Now here it is, you paying rent in this place, or you're paying a mortgage on this place, or you own your place outright, and you have to go outside to smoke your sticks. You got to go outside to smoke your sticks. Now, I consider that to be an adult living restriction. I hate cigarette smoke. I'm not a fan of weed smoke. But if I had to choose between the two, I'm choosing the weed over the cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke makes me sick. I mean, physically ill. Like, you know, I must be allergic to cigarettes or tobacco or something like that. But anyway, I don't deal with a smoker. And I've never lived with a smoker. But if you are a smoker and you are an adult and it is your home, I think you should be able to smoke. And if you can't, that's an adult living restriction. I'm not going to call you a punk or soft or a sissy just because you keep the peace with your woman or your man or whatever. That's what you're supposed to do. But we do have to acknowledge that that's an adult living restriction. It's an adult living restriction. What's going on, Jeremy? He says, what about a pipe? I smoke crack. Yes! Yes! If you smoke crack, I'm down. I say, if you smoke crack, I'm down. If you smoke crack, we have to take it back to the 1980s and 90s behind me. But we're going to keep it going tonight. I'm glad you came through. Let me hit your pipe. You take one hit, I take one hit. We put more crack inside of it, and we can get real high. Won't last too long, but during the time being, we start seeing eye to eye. Yeah, we real high, but we got to keep putting that shit in because, it's all good. It's all good. He smokes the crack. I smoke the crack. We smoke the crack because we taking it back to another time. Forget this high price weed. The crack is all we need. Light one up for me. Put a rock in the pipe for me, Jeremy. My living restriction says that I can't smoke crack. The judge say, no crack for you, son. No crack for you. I'm like, But I'm grown. Why can't I cop the crack and smoke the crack? Why can't I cop the crack and smoke the crack? Anyway. If that's what you want to do, Jeremy, I say smoke responsibly. You'll usually hear that. You don't normally hear that when it comes to crack, but I'm here to tell you. Smoke responsibly. K-Bear says, this subject may be too close for comfort. Interesting. And she says, I can't stand cigarette smoke. Makes me nauseous. I can totally relate. But, so as a courtesy to your spouse, to your lover, to maybe even to your kids, if you have newborn babies, you don't want them exposed to cigarette smoke or other smoke that you might, look, you may have had somebody smoke weed around you and maybe even caught a contact. You don't want to catch a crack contact. I don't know of anybody who ever caught a crack contact, but I'm sure it's able to be done. I'm sure. And I don't see how any good can come out of that. But yeah, that's an adult living restriction. It is. And some places where you live, some apartment buildings tell you that It's in the lease that you cannot smoke cigarettes in your own apartment. Now here you are paying $1,800 for your apartment, and they're telling you that if you are a cigarette smoker, then it's going to be $1,900 or $2,000 a month because their insurance is more expensive when they have cigarette smokers in the house. That's why anybody who goes to get homeowners insurance, they always ask you if you smoke. You think like, I thought only health insurance cared about whether you smoke. No. Homeowners insurance, they care about whether you smoke also. Because everything has a price on it. And your premiums will be higher if you are a smoker. So even if you smoke, you need to tell them that you don't. And I'm not looking out for cigarette smokers, but I do believe that adults should have certain liberties, certain freedoms, certain autonomy to do the things that they want to do. Like when they really started to take smoking out of bars. As much as I hate cigarette smoke, it makes sense to me that you could smoke cigarettes in a bar. It's a bar. That would be like, well, we can't have strong alcohol in this bar. Only wine and some wine coolers and some beer, but no hard liquor. Like, it's a bar. That's where people drink and smoke and party amongst each other. So when they started taking cigarettes out of the bar, it had me scratching my head like, so you got to be 21 to get into the bar in order to buy alcohol. But whether you're 21, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, however old you get, you can't smoke cigarettes because it's detrimental to your health, and they raise the price of it in every place that you go. So with cigarettes, they raise the price of cigarettes consistently to try to deter people from smoking cigarettes, as if it's working. It's not. It doesn't matter how much cigarettes cost, people still buy them. And if you really wanted to show concern for people's health, then you would outlaw cigarette tobacco, period. Like, no more cigarettes. Like, y'all gonna get off of this shit. We gonna send y'all back to the prohibition. Y'all gonna have to start making your own cigarettes. Personally, I'd be all for it. The underground will be flourishing, wouldn't it? Umafufu Gutenberg. Hey, that's dope. Umafufu Gutenberg. He says, come play Fortnite with me, cuz. Yo, I don't play Fortnite. I played it a couple of times, but that's not my game. Tell you what. Hit me up on PlayStation. Sun752. SUN752. And I'll play Call of Duty with you. We can play Call of Duty all day. But I don't be playing Fortnite. It's not that it's a bad game. It's just a good game. But, it's not my game. Jeremy says, true. I'm an insurance salesman for Allstate. Really? Are you serious, Jeremy? Yeah. So, you know how insurance goes. Everything, pricing, anything they ask you, any questions that they ask you, you can best believe that's going to have an impact on your premiums. Simple as that. But I think that adults should be able to smoke cigarettes. I've heard that they're even talking about people not being able to smoke cigarettes in their own car. Now, how they're going to regulate that, I don't know. But with all these electric cars coming out and all this Wi-Fi, they're putting the cameras in the cars and the GPS is on there. So, yeah, they will know if you're yo. But as an adult, I think you should be able to smoke. I'm just saying. But that might be an adult living restriction. Now, we follow a lot of rules as adults, and we don't look at them as being restrictions. We look at them as, a way of to keep the order, in order a way of practicing safety, keeping people, all right. But for the people who want to engage, it's a living restriction. Now, when it comes to your own home, let's talk about the things that you can't do in your home. Now, cigarettes might be one thing. Alcohol might be another thing. You may like to, come home, throw a few of them back, do some shots, and get a little pasty when you come to the crib. 3 sheets in the wind. That might be how you deal, how you cope. You might have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something like that does not smoke. Does not drink and does not want you to drink. What are you going to do? Many people will say, I'm going to drink anyway. And some people may say, I'll drink before I get home. Or I'll hide my bottles down in the basement or out in the shed, the garage or something like that. And I'll be throwing back my tastes. And when I get in the living room, I'm already, you want to Netflix and chill. I'm a Netflix and sleep. Or talk your ears off. I'm talking alcohol right in your face. I'm talking liquor to you, baby. Square. Adult living restrictions. You might not be with somebody who appreciates your propensity to drink alcohol, so maybe you don't do it. K-Bear says they can regulate it if the car is registered for car share. How about that? Yeah. Wow. And she also says some people don't allow loud music or ruckus late night. True shit. If you live in close quarters to other people, you might not be able to blast your shit. You got to get a pair of headphones. And you might like to feel the bass. How come I can't let the bass rock? Especially, a lot of people, sometimes, I know, even myself, when I used to come home from work, I used to throw my sounds on, especially in the tapes and CDs days. In the records, tapes, and CDs days, I used to come home, my big speakers, throw my tape in with CDs and let the bass rock the whole crib. But sometimes people who lived under me or over me, or, there have been times when I lived with somebody or whatever, but we lived together. Yeah, let's just put it that way. They might not want to hear the noise. They might not want to hear the noise. Speaking of noise, I got some shit for y'all. I'm about to make a joyful noise unto the Lord. Y'all see this? You see this? Yeah. When was the last time y'all saw this? When was the last time you see the triangle? Triangle, baby. You got to get one. No, it's not a hanger. It's not a hanger. It's a. No, it's not a hanger. No, it's not a hanger. No, it's not a hanger. It's a. You probably haven't seen a triangle since you were very, 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 very young. But I got one. I got a triangle. 3 sides to it. Triangle. 3 sides. Look, the fact that I have a triangle, and I know you ain't seen no lives, no podcasts, no nothing where they had a triangle. The fact that I have a triangle, y'all need to give me a like. Y'all need to give me a subscribe. Cause I make the song for you. That's what I'm gonna do. I said I do a try. Triangle, triangle. Yeah. Uh, 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 See, when we were in music class back in the day, they only let us do this with the triangle. When you become an adult and you don't have to live by these restrictions, you can. Let's make a melody. Let's make a melody. That's what I'm talking about. We bring the triangle back. We bring the triangle back. Yeah. What's going on with John Smith? He said he's right. That deserves a like. Yes. Can we get another like? Can we get another like? I know a lot of y'all in the background. You need to give me a little bit of like now. Subscribe to the show. Share the show. Because I got a triangle right here. That you know. I got another treat for y'all. But that's later. That's later. So yeah, living with adult living restrictions. As an adult, you might really seriously resent having to follow rules. If you are a rebellious type, if you have a total resentment for authority, like dealing with the law, like policemen and court systems and all of that might really, really get under your skin. Even though it seems like the people who have the most problems with authority are the ones who are always under the authority. Those are the ones who are always committing violations to the point where they have to deal with policemen. They have to deal with the court system. They have to deal with judges. They have to deal with prosecutors. They got to deal with wardens. They got to deal with COs. They got to deal with inmates. They got to deal with incarceration. They got to deal with bars. They got to deal with cement. Big Nig, what's up? How you feeling? Thanks for coming through, man. I appreciate y'all coming through on a late night. But yeah, the people who have the biggest problems with authority are always the ones that are calling authorities in or attracting negative attention from the authorities. And it doesn't always end well. It doesn't always go well. And if you've ever been with a person that refuses to follow the rules just because they don't like rules, yet they're always breaking the rules and are being hindered and held down by the rules. Listen, if you've ever dealt with a jailbird, if you ever dealt with somebody that always needs to be bailed out, always has to go to another court date, always on their way coming home after doing 15 months, 16 months, a few years, a nickel, it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. They can't follow rules outside of the house. How do you think they're going to do inside the house? You ever know anybody on house arrest? Everybody on house arrest has to follow rules. Talk about dealing with adult living restrictions. When you on house arrest, you might have to wear ankle braces, ankle monitor. You may be in a halfway house. You ever know anybody living in a halfway house? I haven't had as much contact with people that I used to know that lived in halfway houses nowadays as I used to know. I knew people who lived in halfway houses. And if people are unfamiliar with halfway houses and I'm not saying that anybody is stupid or whatever, but some people don't know about this stuff. A halfway house is when you are being paroled from jail, you're being paroled from prison, but you're not ready to be reintegrated all the way into society. So they kind of have to keep an eye on you and ease you back into being able to be free. But you're not really free because you're on parole. And when you are on parole, you have to follow the same rules on the outside of prison as you would if you were on the inside. So you're not allowed to drink alcohol. You're not allowed to smoke weed. You may be allowed to smoke cigarettes because in prison they sell a lot of cigarettes. But a lot of prisons are outlawing cigarettes. But in prison, you don't have any choices but to follow the rules. Even though people violate while they're inside of prisons all the time and they break the rules, but they still have to live with that every day. You have nowhere to go. You can't escape. So you have to deal with those living restrictions. So when you come home, I would imagine that you're thinking like, well, I can do whatever I want to do because I'm not behind those bars. But everything that you do outside that involves breaking the rules, especially the provisions of your parole or probation, will get you right back in jail with just one violation. So when you anybody who has ever been on parole or probation knows that you don't even go to the county prison when you get arrested and you're still on parole. You go right back upstate. Right back upstate. No county for you. No local precinct for you. Right back up there. So you are home today and your ass wouldn't follow the rules, so you back upstate tomorrow. Trying to appeal, trying to, my PO violated me. He violated me. So, but I'll be home in I'll be home in 18 months. 18 months might not be too bad for you because you might have 5 years to walk off. So 18 months is a year and a half because you are an adult who couldn't deal with living restrictions. Halfway houses, house arrest, all of that. The ankle monitor said you can't go but so far away from your house unless you let your PO know that you're going. What do? Tried to cut the ankle monitor off, tried to have somebody watch the ankle monitor for you. You know what I mean? Adult living restrictions. It's real shit. It's real shit. So let me see. Hold on. Gabriel says, I'm doing that slow motion Kermit the Frog dance to the triangle. We're gonna bring the triangle back out. We're gonna bring it back out. Big Nick says all the time. They accuse me all the time. Wow, of not being of rebelling against authority. He says, them little boys think all this and that till reality kicks in and they regret it. Punks. I hear that. He says you got a great perspective on that brother. God bless you God bless you, man. I appreciate you, Big Nick. I do. I really do. He says that's exactly right. It's all an illusion. They want you to see it that way. Shirley Sher, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sher, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. And she says, glorious night, morning, Omar, and everyone. And Gabriel says, I can see myself trying to cut the monitor off. Yeah. But it's not like they didn't think of that. There are wires inside of the strap on the monitor. So you cut the damn thing off. And when you cut off an ankle monitor, you know what the biggest problem is? How are you going to get it back on? You cut it. You ever think about this? What up, DR? Thanks for sup. You ever think about this? Do you know how much trouble that cats and dogs and other pets would be able to avoid if they could put back what they knocked over or repair what they broke? See, a child will knock over a lamp, break a lamp, and then get some glue and try to glue the lamp and turn the lamp where they think their parents can't see. That's what kids think. Kids think that they can outsmart parents. Sometimes they take a shot. Damn, my mom said don't play football in the crib, or don't be wrestling with my brother, or don't hit your sister, or don't be play wrestling in the house. This is not the WWE. the NWA, the WCW, and yeah, you fucked around, knocked over, broke a table, or some shit like that. A child, a human being will try to fix it, or try to hide it. A cat and a dog can't do that. So if there are no kids in the house and the cat or the dog knocks over a lamp, ain't nobody else to blame. But if the cat could pick the damn lamp up or put the plant back on the table, they would stay out of, the cat would stay out of the doghouse and the dog would stay out of the yard. But they can't do it. That's the same thing as a fucking ankle monitor. You can break it, but you can't fix it. What are you going to tell your PO or the board when you cut that monitor off and they send the people over? What you going to say? It fell off. Well, yeah, why does it have this cut here on the band? My cousin came over and cut it off while I was asleep. Human beings that say some dumb shit like that. That's equivalent to the cat and the dog just looking at the lamp when the owner come through the door. Anybody who has pets know what I'm talking about. How animals just be having that dumb look like. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to eat, take a walk. You know what I mean? Here, you can pet me. Here, I like it behind the ear. The animal's like, please. I know that what I did is equivalent to getting the ass whooping. It's going to equal getting the ass whooping. But trust me, I really don't think I deserve this ass whooping. And I think we should find another way. I'm an animal. I was only doing what's natural. So anyway, yeah. So you cut the monitor off because your ass think that you are smarter or you don't have to follow the rules. And next thing you know, you're back upstate. Yeah, you came home on house arrest because the jails are crowded. Now they just made room for you. They just made room for your dumb ass. It be that way. It be that way. Don't be like the cat or the dog. You know what I'm saying? They can break it, but they can't repair it. So yeah, adult living restrictions. Dealing with adult living restrictions. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for some. But we all have to do it. Any of y'all who have a significant other, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a spouse, or whatever, you can claim that you do everything that you want to do, but no, you don't. You lie. Some of y'all cheat. And if you cheat, you definitely lie because you ain't say, yeah, well, you know, I'm coming home from getting a chewy from my other joint. You ain't come home and say that. What did you say? I was just out, you know, with the boys having a couple of drinks, and you know, I was late. I had to work late, and blah blah blah. You ain't telling you, yeah, you had to work late. You was telling the truth that part, but you ain't telling that you was screwing your coworker. You in there screwing your work wife, 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 screwing your work wife. Screwing your work wife. Screwing your work wife. Yeah. You about that life. I said screwing your work. Screwing your work wife. Screwing your work. Screwing your work wife. I was screwing my work wife because I was about that life. But I'd be damned if I tell my wife that I was there screwing my work with. But you know what the time it is. All right. Unlocking paradoxes. Unlocking paradoxes. Y'all be coming up with some dope names, man. I'm feeling that. And my man Sebastian Barth. Thanks for coming on through. He says, I feel like everyone has to get their ass whooped at some point. I'm going to tell you why I agree with that so much, Sebastian. And thanks for coming through again. I appreciate you. Every person on this earth needs to get their ass whooped at least once. Because if you ever have met somebody who never got their ass whooped and never had the threat of getting their ass whooped, you see how reckless they are with their mouth. You see how reckless they are with their actions. You see how uninhibited they may be when it comes. They lack respect. If somebody knows that they can say whatever they want to you and you won't backhand their ass, or you won't knock their fronts out, or you won't reconstruct their nose, or you won't pull that eye socket out, or you won't bruise them ribs, or you won't make that stomach feel like they just ate a whole bucket of worms. Some people cannot handle not having the threat of retaliation, of rebuttal, or refusal. Some people can't deal with it, you know? So I'm not a big fan of violence, but I do think that some violence is necessary. Some children just do not respond to timeout or to, you being nice with them and all that. Psychologically, reasoning with the child is supposed to work every time. But we also have to remember that children are very anxious. Very curious. And they may be a little anxious too, but they're definitely curious. And kids eat a lot of sugar and things like that. So, that mix. And if they think that mommy and daddy won't put hands on them, they be saying all kinds of crazy stuff, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They just be living their best life. So I definitely agree with you, Sebastian. But yeah. Yo, make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show, and we're talking about dealing with adult living restrictions. What do you know about dealing with adult living restrictions? Well, like I said, if you live or if you have a man or a woman that you love, that you care about, and that you want to be with, and that you think you have a future with, you ain't gonna tell me that you do everything that you want to do, because that selfishness does not play out in a relationship well. Because there's always going to be the threat that they will leave you, or that some women use sex as a weapon, so you ain't gonna get no ass. And ain't nothing worse than being in a relationship and you can't get none. You're laying next to your woman, then she butt naked, can't get none. And no, it ain't no fun when you can't get none. You got a daughter and you got a couple of sons, but you ain't making none with your whiz tonight because she made sure she kept the shit tight like Benoit balls. Yo, you ain't hitting no walls. It's getting so serious in the crib tonight. Yo, you dig hard and it's twat is tight. And it's getting tighter like a vice. And you ain't spreading them cheeks. It ain't nice. So, yeah. First of all, you probably have to watch your mouth when it comes to your woman or your man. You don't just say everything that you feel. People are sensitive. And probably one of the ways that y'all got together was through mutual respect, showing that y'all care about what each other think and how each other feels. It's a good thing to do. Yeah, spreading them cheeks. Care Bear. And boom, boom. You hit it from the back. You spread the cheeks. You might not be going in the dookie hole, but the dookie hole's there. So you going up under, you know what I'm saying, but you still from the back. You know, spread the cheek. Because if you get, you know what I mean, all the black men know what I'm talking. You know, you dealing with a girl that got a real fat ass. You gotta spread them cheeks. And if you hit it from the back, it ain't, you know what I mean, the twat ain't right there. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday. Someday. I'm gonna cuss up my woman with the friends outside. Nick Game says, how romantic. Yeah, you know, I'll be trying. Johnny Cash says, what I do? Or did you mean what it do? Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate it. Gabriel says, I don't have these issues with mine. I hear that. Sure Husband says, I was staying with my son and his family for a few months, and she said she didn't want people in her house. My stay was very short. Yeah. If you live with somebody, especially when you live with somebody, they tell you can't have company. Especially if you paying rent and you can't have company. I've seen it plenty of times. And I'll tell you where else you can't have company at. People who live in a homeless shelter. Now, you may have fallen on hard times and didn't have a place to stay. It could be because you were broke. It could have been because you got evicted. It could be because you didn't pay your bills. Or it could have been because you were burnt out of your house with a fire. You may have lived in a homeless shelter for a little while. Guess what you can't do in a homeless shelter? You cannot smoke, drink, or have company. People can't even come visit you in the shelter. That's not a place where people come visit. Shit, you didn't want to come visit here. But you're going to have to deal with those restrictions. And you have to be back in the shelter at a certain time. And if you spend too many nights outside of the shelter, they consider you not to be homeless. So guess what? No more shelter for you. So I hope wherever you've been spending those nights, but the doors close at a certain time. I've known people who stayed in a homeless shelter in order to get pushed up the list so they could get on the get a Section 8 house, so they could get a Section 8 voucher. It's the quickest way to get a Section 8 voucher. Other than that, you'll be on that list for years. A lot of people I know got their Section 8 when they forgot about it. Shit, I don't even need it no more, but I'm gonna take it. So, Benji Darius. What up, Benji Darius? Thanks for coming through. He says, let me ask you something, OG. Go ahead. You can ask me anything. And Nick Game says, just tell her you love her. Her voice, eyes, soul, and spirit, and ask to spread them cheeks. Let me tell you something, Nick Games. If you can't talk to your girl sexy and a little bit vulgar, then that ain't, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if you gotta always be like, well, can we make love tonight? I'd love to make love to. That's cool. But sometimes be like, yo, you know what I mean? Let me pop you a little bit. You know what I mean? Let me catch you out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Your girl keep coming around. I'm a sticker. The tune gets rougher. The rhymes get quicker. Your girl keep coming around. I'm a sticker. Yo, babe, I seen you in the shower. And when you get out of that thing, looking all, you know what I mean, smelling all, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to do something real nasty to you. Plus, I don't know. From what I know, women like it when you talk nasty. As long as they comfortable with you. They don't want no creep no stranger talking nasty to him. But that could be a restriction. If you're dealing with a chick that's kind of like a cold fish, or somebody who has been sexually assaulted, and maybe that triggers them, back to a negative place. If you talk to them in a nasty, vulgar way or whatever, then that's a living restriction. Like, yo, I can't, you know what I mean? But me and my John, when we going in, I gotta keep my mouth shut. In my mind, I'm like, yo, bitch, I'm tearing that ass up. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting crazy on that ass. I'm digging. I'm a find the pot of gold. I'm gonna find the black hole. I'm gonna find the center of the earth in that ass. That's what you gotta say in your head. Because out of your mouth, you're like, oh my God, I love you so much. This is so great. Oh, you are an amazing lover, baby. In your mind, it's all trash truck juice. But out your mouth, that shit is all... it's Celine Dion. Nick Game says, I have Baidu. Okay. I'm just trying to keep it PG. That's what's up. Unknown user. You can have an unknown user. You can come through anonymously. Okay. He or she says, Drake makes me jealous. Okay. Benji Derry says, I'm 23. If I got a baby on the way with this girl I was dating, and we made it while we wasn't together, is it wrong? I want other females. Well, first of all, if you get a woman pregnant, your biggest obligation is to your child, because financially and emotionally, that's where your attention is going to have to go for 18, 21, or however much longer you choose to support. So I think what you should probably concentrate on is having a decent relationship between you and your baby mom, because the thing that will frustrate you and keep you in bad spirits all the time is beefing with your baby mom. You do not want that. You don't want that. Plus, your child is not going to flourish and do well under those circumstances. You don't want to put your child in a position where they have to choose between mommy and daddy. You don't want that, especially when the mother will probably be the custodial parent. So you young, you only 23, you got a lot more boning to do. You got a lot more hitting to do. You got a lot of sticking to do. And I'm not going to tell you not to do that, but I'm going to tell you to do it responsibly, because you got this baby on the way. You don't want to have 3 or 4 more right around the same age. It happens. It happens. People think it's just a hood thing. It ain't. It can happen to anybody. So, let's see. Yeah, if y'all just got together, maybe on a drunk night or something like that, and y'all went raw, and now she pregnant, she's having it, and y'all wasn't together. Nah, you don't. I'm not gonna tell you got to be with your baby mom just because she's your baby mom, because eventually y'all gonna break up anyway if that's the reason that you with her. If you're gonna be with somebody, you have to be with somebody because that's who you want to be with. That's it. Other than that, you have to be an adult and find a way to be amicable. You have to find a way for y'all to coexist amicably and harmoniously. Do the best you can. Practice patience, because you're going to need it. I hope I helped. Nick Kane says that was very eloquently put. Can't be trash truck. Yo, you might have the trash truck juice all up in here, but out of respect for your whiz, out of respect for your woman, out of respect for your baby, your boo, your bae, like, I'm just watching my mouth. But one day, and you are you right there in your home, right there in your flat, your apartment, the crib, you are living with adult living restrictions. You got pornography all up in your brain, but you got Harlequin romance in your bedroom. You got Hustler and Blacktail in your brain, but you got Playboy. You know, Playboy ain't no real new magazine. It never was, son. You know what I mean? They don't show nothing. I'm glad I helped you, Benji. Benji, for real, for real. I mean, it's gonna be a long road, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Shoot, I was 23 too, and things happen. Things happen, and let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something, man. Listen, you can't be pro-life with everybody. You hear what I said? You can't be pro-life with everybody. Everybody ain't meant for you to be pro-life with. Some people you gotta be pro-choice with. Now, y'all figure out what I'm trying to say, because I don't think it's that hard. You can't be pro-life with everybody. Some people you just gotta be pro-choice with. Like, yo, that one over there, that's pro-choice. That's pro-choice over there. Matter of fact, that's safe sex over there. That's right there. That's safe sex. That's condom, IUD, diaphragm, spermicide, pull out, rhythm method, prayer. Yo. You can't be pro-life with everybody. Can't do it. Keith C says, screw pro-life. I was just saying. And he says, let the woman do what they want with their life. Okay. And look, listen, I'm not even speaking from a political standpoint. I'm just speaking from a personal and social standpoint. There are a whole lot of men out here that wish that they hadn't had a baby with some women. And there are a whole lot of women out here that pro-life ain't for everybody. Some people you gotta be pro-choice with, proactive with. Benji Darius says, I'm just trying to get that bag so everybody good and I don't gotta hear my baby mom mouth. Yeah. So right now, you in the zone because your perspective on that subject is going to change. It guaranteed it will. When you see your baby, I don't know if you have children already, but when you see your baby, you want to do everything in order to keep seeing your child. Real shit. And sometimes it's going to seem like your baby mom is in the way, and she will be in the way if you don't find a way to have a good relationship with her. So that's job one. Just consider what I'm saying. Pull out and prayer meeting. Yes, and prayer method. Lord, please don't let all sperms ain't supposed to go to the egg. All sperms ain't supposed to go to the egg. Hold on, y'all. Y'all ready? Lord, don't let the sperm go to the egg. I said, Lord, don't let the sperm go to the egg. I know I should have strapped up, but things just happened this night. And I swear to God, I'll never drink again if you let me through this one. Don't let the sperm go to the egg. Don't let the sperm go to the egg. Lord, I'm asking you for this one little solid. I promise never to be late on my Netflix bill again. Oh Lord, don't let the sperm. Now, as an adult, you should be able. As an adult, you should be able to have sex with whoever you want to have sex with. But how's that working out? How's that working out? Shit is real. Shit is real out here, son. Benji Darius says, you go to the gym often? I never go to the gym, but I work out at home. And I don't even go heavy no more, man. I do some calisthenics, like I do push-ups, I do pull-ups. I do have weights in the crib, so I do some military presses, arm curls, do some squats, and I walk a lot. I ain't trying to go hard no more, man. Yeah, at my age, I ain't trying to impress nobody benching no 300, 400 pounds. Like, for what? I'm not going to be doing that when I'm 60, 70 years old. So I ain't going to do it now. And if you're wondering, I'm 53 years old. So, yeah. You can get it. You can get your body right. Just, you do enough push-ups, your shit going to be right. Switch it up every now and then. Shirley says, right, Care Bear. If you can't do that, then you better start eating groceries. You can't get them pregnant that way. This is the moment I feared. See, this is why I gotta stop going too far. I gotta stop. What up, Blur? Thanks for coming through. It sounds like the music from The Little Mermaid. Once I learn how to really play this thing. This is a hand piano, y'all. Yo, super chat, my man, Benji Darius. He gave me a super sticker, man. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you. Hold on. Nah, man, fuck that. You wasn't here earlier in the show when I broke out. Have you seen this? Do y'all still have music class? In music class back in the day, we used to have this thing called the triangle. And they only let us do this with the triangle. But now I'm adult. I can play. Oh, let me get my rhythm. Here we go. Wait a minute. This is for my man Benji Darius for giving up a super sticker. And it ain't over. It ain't over. I appreciate you coming through with the super sticker. Yeah, that's how we kick her. Poverty in the ass is only $1.99, but I'm feeling hella fine. Cause not a lot of people be giving up the dough, but when they do, I know you're down with the show. And we be here every night. I hope you come through. And then you know how we gonna do is all about the DJ show. Yeah, you know how it go. I said it's all about the DJ show. Yeah, you know how it go. Yeah, I got instruments, yo. I got a few instruments. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Kyle Amir says, If there was an imp blast, what is the first thing you're doing? I don't know what an imp blast is. I do not know what that is. And I'm not one to front like I know what things are when I don't. I can Google. Let me see what an imp blast is. Unless you want to tell me first. Let me see. Imp blast. Wait a minute. What is an imp blast? That shit think I said it. Plant versus Zombies wiki fandom. But you said an imp. Let me see. Did you tell me yet? All right. Electromagnetic pulse. EMP is not radioactive, but a pulse of energy produced as a side effect of nuclear detonation or electromagnetic bomb. Okay. All right. I've never heard it called that. But in the event that happens, I mean, what can you really do? Shit, radioactive material out there, you know what I'm saying? Ask the people of Japan. I'm not sure what I would do. But I know when I was younger, we spent a lot of time hoping that Russia ain't knock us off the rest of off of the earth. All right. Benji Derry says, I rock with you. Keep going, OG. I'm definitely going to do that. You inspired me. Kevin says, yup, sounds like Sebastian the Crab is about to start singing Pull Out Prayer. Benji Derry says, man, OG, give me a good ass pickup to use what your go-to move is. Hold on. You used to make music when you was younger. I didn't have the instruments when I was younger. As I started, I always wanted to be a musician. I did. I always wanted to rock the mic. Still do. Well, but I love music. Y'all done had me on here for over an hour. I gotta get up out of here. We over here like, you know what I mean? It's 2:30 in the morning. All right. Damn. I feel like I'm leaving too much on the table, but we gotta get out of here. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 28th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Let's see what we got. We got Edith Desta Nigeri turning 51 years old today. And also Julia Mitchell turning 35 years old today. And Nettie Long, happy birthday to you. And Wanda Holiday, happy birthday to you, turning 59 years old today. And Yojami Alamonte turning 41 years old today. And Rosa Laura turning 35 years old today. And my girl, Darlene Mabin, the nurse, happy birthday to you. And George Gilmore, happy birthday to you, turning 56 years old today. And Monica Green, happy birthday to you. And Gerald Chavis, happy birthday. And last but not least, my man going all the way back to the 1992, my man Alfred Peace. Al Peace turning 52 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every one of y'all born on this glorious February 28th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing, to do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, adult living restrictions. Hey, we all got to do it. None of us may want to entertain it, and we may all be in denial of it sometimes. We've all screamed out, listen, I'm grown. I do what I want to do. You can't tell me what to do. I do what I want to do as long as I ain't hurting nobody, as long as I ain't affecting nobody, as long as I'm paying my money. I do what I want to do. I do what I want. But the time comes when we all have to follow some rules. The time comes when we have to give low. The time comes when we have to bow down a little bit. You might not have to beg, but you might have to bow down a little bit. Humble yourself a little bit for the good of the order. It's the only way that you can teach your children. What you can't do, you can't teach them how to do. So if you don't know how to calm yourself, if you don't know how to follow rules, if you don't know how to plan things out and wait for the best time, to get things done, you can't teach your babies that. And also, people who know how to follow rules also know how to get respect for the most part. Yo, man, I want to thank y'all for coming out rocking with me. I appreciate it so much. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another daily Go Getimism show. So y'all make sure y'all come through, and I'll be right here waiting for y'all. So, that being said, hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. Free audiobooks. All right, y'all.